how's it going?
This will be the April 2020 Patreon work in progress sketches and so on and so forth. Now, you may be asking, why don't you just scan everything and upload it as a PDF? And the answer to that is because it's not all like sketchbook stuff. And frankly, I'm a little nervous about just doing an entire PDF high res and then uploading it. And I know it might seem weird because I'm sharing art constantly online, but I don't know. Something feels a little bit more personal for me, kind of like doing my sketchbook shares back on YouTube, where I'm like talking and taking you through the process of everything that's going on, as opposed to just sitting there, uploading, editing every sketch, and then just making a PDF and saying, here you go. If you don't like this, I can try and find another way to do it, but this is how I think I'm going to do it moving forward. Or I can post in like little spurts of all the whips and things that I'm working on. Anyways, hello Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting me through this difficult time. I hope everyone is doing amazing. I love you. Please don't judge my workspace, but it's a pretty accurate reflection of my mind. I'm going to take you through everything that I have going on, like in my mind, as far as things I've been working on for the past couple months that I haven't finished, ideas, things that are going to be worked on and coming away, and just stuff I haven't shared anywhere else, really. I may have posted some, like a teaser sketch or something on Instagram, but you guys are going to see everything before it's finished, everything before it comes out, and my oopsies and whoopsie doopsies. Drink more of this. And if you hear sporadic whimpers or sounds, that's just Kirby. And he's jealous because I'm talking to someone other than him. Nothing I could do about that. And I don't want to say, Kirby, shush, every 5 seconds. Anyways, let's get into it. But you may have seen this guy before. This is when Death Stranding came out. And this is a Ludin. It's basically the mascot of Kojima Productions. So, and he was in the game, and I absolutely loved him. And I was crazy enough, and I wanted, when I had money, and I bought myself one of the minifigures, which is frankly too much money, but like, I'm pretty frugal most of the time. So this made me happy, and I also bought a Bridges hat too. But I want to color him as soon as possible. I started working on him a long time ago, actually, while I was still working at my job that I got laid off from, and I was just working on him in spurts. And that's pretty much why I have so many like ideas and no follow through right now, because a lot of them started with like things I wanted to do while I was working, and then depending upon what happened that week or that day or time, I would just come back to things when I could. But I really like this. I really like the line weight and where it's going. I'm going to color it in watercolors. And if anyone's interested, maybe make it a print for everyone that's available. I don't want to make it a Patreon exclusive because I really like this and I want to share it with everyone. And I've been working on it for a while. But we will have our Patreon exclusive stuff. This was all the way back in February, Valentine's Day. Those of you who've been watching and following me for a while know that I loosely on Valentine's Day will post some sort of picture of like the two unicorns in love, just, as a little thing. And I really liked how this came out, and I think it's really cute. I'm either going to watercolor or Copic marker this, but I do want to color it. I don't know why I put it in the middle of such a big piece of watercolor paper, but whatever. I think I'm just gonna have this as a piece, and then if anyone's interested, I can add it for prints. This would be like a 6x6 or an 8x8, but I really like it, frankly, the lines and like how they're looking at each other, and just I think it turned out pretty cute. This was supposed to be a birthday present for Ursula Decay, or Ari, who's the love of my life and my wife. I'm just kidding. That thing back in high school, we're like, this is my wife. Ari's my college wife and my very best friend, and I love her so much. And this is her her bunny Spooky, and she showed me a picture of him, and he had this strawberry bed, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna make it adorable. And then she shows me pictures all the time of like the bunnies with the hats on, and then I was like, oh my god, I have to make this. He's gotta be the Strawberry King, the Strawberry Prince. I'm kind of like iffy about finishing this or like redoing it. I'm in the middle zone, which is why he's kind of just hanging around and nothing's really happened with him. Yeah, I'm a great friend. I started making you a birthday present, never sent it. That's cool, right? Yeah, totally. My first concept, my sketch for the Luden, I had it really bad when I was drawing at work. Or not drawing at work. I had it really bad while I was at work, and I had a free second, and I'm like, I just gotta put a quick messy pen sketch down, and that's exactly what I did, and that's what I based my bigger that's something else, lots of stuff, I'm telling you. What I based this off. You can see I changed a couple of things. I wish I would have kept his hand like kind of like fling like out, but I was trying to go for some perspective. I should have not tried to make everything so, but I noticed like when I was inking him and drawing him bigger, because here I just put like the regular shapes, I started noticing like the extra details that were on the Luden, and I just wanted to add those. And then it doesn't matter. I think this is really cool. Like if you're dying to get something out, like you have an idea, this is like just a scrap paper at work. So I just grabbed that, hurried up, got that out of my system, and then I was able to go back later on a lunch break and then draw him out, and then on another lunch break, ink him. So that's his little story. Okay, back to, again, work ideas that I just like wanted to get out. And no, I did work. I was a very hard worker, and I was always on point, and all my stuff was on time. But if I had like just a down session, just like 10 quick minutes of like I needed to just do something else or clear my mind, I would hurry up and get my concepts down on my work paper. So I live in the Tampa Bay area, and there's a lot of demand for nautical theme type artwork. And I've debated doing a separate brand just to try and, earn money or, get sort of any clout as a local artist. You got to start somewhere. Do I want to do nautical art for the rest of my life? No. Is this what sells around here? Yes. But I was going to put my own spin on it and like take these pieces to the night markets or like local art shows. So here's my idea for, what is this? It's Shark Teeth, Eye of the Beholder. Yeah, I was going to do something with like his eye, but I really liked that. So they're just like loose ink sketches, and I wanted to come up with a couple of paintings. I was going to do a night market. That didn't happen because I always set unrealistic expectations for myself and like trying to do things last minute, and then it just doesn't work. So I'm trying to work on that. This is Turtle Island, a pretty common concept of, the ancient sea turtle that has an island on him, but I was going to, put my little flair on it and make it cool. Because my style and way of illustrating things is not like a common thing around here. It's pretty much just like, look, it's dolphins, look at this, it's a painting of fish, and people go crazy over that. So I was like, what if I gave them some illustration? Bam bam. Then I have like the narwhal and the moon. It's pretty like basic idea, but it was gonna be fun for me. And I think I was gonna watercolor all these. Yeah, for sure. I was actually considering trying to get back into acrylic, but then I'm like, we need to just do with what we're comfortable first. And then this other concept piece was for a nautilus crystal. And it's based on like a previous tattoo design sketch that I had made a couple years ago for a client, and they didn't go with it. So I was gonna basically take that idea, almost kind of like the shell crab in Moana, where he has like everything shiny, but he's quite literally like his island, his floating island, of course it's floating, is all made out of crystals. There's crystals growing on his back, and I'm just gonna make that look cool and have fun with like just the design and the detail work, and that was gonna be fun. And I still want to make these. I just don't know. I can only do so much at once right now. I really want to focus on Patreon. Obviously, I'm still trying to be persistent and getting a job, because I really need healthcare. But yeah, so these are ideas. I'm obviously still hanging on to these because I like them so much and I want to do them. So this is a rough sketch for a piece that you guys know that I've been working on. I posted the sketch version. Did I post just her butt? Yeah. But I saw this, I think it was needlepoint work, where someone just did this really simple unicorn, and I don't know whose number that is, don't call that. Simple point unicorn, and it's very simplistic, very blocky style, and it was just a white unicorn. It was with rainbow hair, and it said, "Whatever, bitch." And I'm like, oh my god, I love it. So this is me like just doodling out poses, because I would, have my work stuff and then really want to sketch and be like, oh my god, really quick, if I can get to this later, and I'll show you her. I'll get to her. And then this was, I don't know if it was Bogo's third channel. Yep, those are work notes. I have always done this since school. I've drawn on my stuff, which is probably not the most professional thing in the world, but it keeps me, I would have to draw on my notes in college, or just completely draw in high school and ignore the class and just listen, because it kept my attention, but I had to draw. So if I found in like any of my old school notebooks, you would see all of my notes, and then you would just see like drawings all around them. This is another potential character for my unicorn centaur comic that I'd like to do in the future, and that one I would like to take seriously. So if you saw my last behind the scenes update, or if you see my polls, you know that I would like to start practicing with something that doesn't require a story, something that's just like one-off, while I work on providing the story for this. But this is, I've just gotten to calling him Peach. I don't know why. I think because I'm going to make him pink. But he has a little bit of a damaged horn. I've decided that he is his specialty was like healing. Because his horn is damaged, his healing magic isn't exactly, as reliable. So he overcompensates, and he does, he's also enlisted as a warrior. So he's basically like, what is it called? I'm having a complete brain fart. He's basically like your battle mercy. Your medic, the medic that everyone has on point. So his magic is just enough to like help people, like if should there be in a fight and he's on the battlefield with them, and he can also contribute to the fight. But yeah, so that's those. This is when I was figuring out my Patreon at work and trying to come up with the names. And I did a count, and I ended up having to do another count because a coworker came over and was like, yeah, I had to do the tie between these two because you guys really liked Hydra and Cerberus. I'm glad that Cerberus won because we already had the Kraken, and that was like a water type monster. So I kind of want to have, so we kind of have water, sky, and under earth. But you will eventually see these. I'll probably draw other monsters and mythical creatures, and get back to the Pegasus and other things like that eventually, because I love drawing monsters, and that's pretty much my favorite thing to do. I was trying to do I was trying to get back into it, but I should have done like a warm-up or something. So this is like a fail, obviously, but that's okay. Again, I don't know why I was doing it on my watercolor paper, but it's what I had and it's what I wanted to work on. So I was just going for it, and I didn't really feel it. I was just trying to do a more spontaneous pose with Tara, and I don't think I had it's just something I wanted to do, and I don't think I had an idea, and I was just really struggling with the pose. And yeah, you could see that, wow, nose super big, lips almost touching bottom of shin. This you may have seen in my Instagram stories. I feel like the need to upgrade my characters as I go, but I don't know if I will. I think these will just be alternate hairstyles. For Cat the Bat, I was I need to upgrade it. I need to change it. And it's just because time's gone on doesn't mean I need to change it or there was anything wrong with the design before. But I really love this sketch right here. And then I love this one right here. This was more for practicing a profile drawing, which is so hard for me. I can't get that down. It's just, I don't know. And then also trying to keep a consistency between the 3/4 turn and a straight up face shot and keeping the character consistent. It's just weird, but that was good practice. And I liked it, again, using it on my watercolor paper. This is when I was into playing the Game of Thrones Conquest game. I thought it was a game about dragons. And so I was I want my own dragon. And I got into the game, and I realized it's a battle war game, and they lured me in on false pretenses with a dragon. But I started drawing my dragon. I named him Spyro. Because I made him purple, of course, my favorite color. And I'm you're Spyro. And then I was customizing him. And then I was going to try and cash in on that, because everybody wanted to get a dragon. And I was going to do, custom, be oh, I'll draw your dragon for you, blah, blah, blah. But it never happened. It was, for a mobile game, it was, really weird. It got really weird and toxic, and I had to stop playing it. It was awful. That's moments of my life I wish I had back. Okay, so we got the old sketchbook because I have been making pieces in the sketchbook. A lot of sketching, a lot of rough sketching, which is really good. These are all old Inktober's. Someone actually bought this for me when I did my emergency commissions. They bought this for me, and I don't remember who. Their email got lost, and I feel like complete garbage. And so if you see this, or you know or remember somehow the person who bought this, please let me know, and so I can get this to them, because I feel like a poopy head. It's the lovely Cat Cartel's character. These are old drawings of Tara. This is one of my favorites, but I really liked the sketch before, but it was just me exploring. I really like this cat sketch, and I've debated finishing it, but I like it the way it is. The style of her lips and other things, like her eyes a little bit, and her nose. Her nose is a little bit bigger than it normally is. And then I was messing around with mouths and just styling and posing. And I'm still trying to figure out, should she have wings out? And then I go, no, that's a lot of, space. And then I can just take them out for, certain drawings or whatever I want to do. But yeah, so I haven't finished it. I actually really like it just as it is. So I'm going to leave that there. These were, old sketches. This is just sketching and sketching. These are trying to figure out other things for their pages. This was my little, a sketch request thing or ideas, or I had started to draw. People requested, give me suggestions of things to draw. So I did a couple. This was actually, don't mind the Copics behind it. I drew this while I was working and during Halloween, and I was just freehanding with a pen, and I had a whole lot of fun with this. I never posted it, but, I was thinking in my head about the zombie song with the cranberries, and for just loosely freehanding this with just a pen, and that's it. I actually really liked it, and I don't know why I didn't post it, but probably because, I'm like, oh, this is a finished piece. It's not up to par. This is for when I did that little Animal Crossing thing where I think I posted give me a villager to design, and that thing was weird because everybody was supposed to give me one, they were supposed to comment and be the first comment will be what they are, the second comment will be their attitude. So a couple of people, 2 people just answered 2 random questions, and then 2 people just gave me 2 full villagers. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do this. But this one was squirrel, green, peppy, cute, and her catchphrase was sweeties. Obviously her design is really inspired by 80s cutie workout trends, but I like that because I'm like, oh, well, green squirrel, that's a challenge, but I actually really like her and how she turned out. And these were cool little sketches to do because it's just basic shapes and whatever, but I had fun with it. This one, Black Wolf, modern, smug, and I forget what his catchphrase was, but I was like, modern, 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 and you can see where my creativity was modern. So I gave him, I have blue hair and it matches my blue shirt, and also tats and a earring. That's modern, right? But this person still actually really liked this, and this was a fun little exercise. I really like doing them. Even if I can't ever complete all the suggestions or anything, it's just nice to know that you guys are watching and you get involved, and I love as much interaction as I can get with my patrons, my followers. That's the most important thing to me. And I really like that, is engaging with you guys and us sharing kind of like my art journey, and you guys helping me grow and, become a better artist. This was another pen and just regular pen sketch. It's based on the Melanie Martinez song Lunchbox Friends. It's when her K through 12 album came out. I absolutely am in love with it. I wish I had money so I could go see her live, but I guess I'll have to wait another 4 years, and so be it. But I really like it. This is all during like Halloween or like whatever music I was listening to, and I really like the concept, and I don't hate the freehand pen drawing. I think the only thing I don't like is the dress and going down to here. But I abandoned it obviously because I had to go back to work. This was a lunch break sketch. But basically it's based on the specific lyrics is, I don't want any lunchbox friends. Come to my house, let's die together. Friendships that will last forever. I know that sounds a little creepy, but she's kind of making a point that she wants a real friend, like she wants a ride or die bitch. You know what I mean? And talking about how people are just fake at lunch and they'll just talk to you. Let's just listen to the song. It's pretty good. And Melanie Martinez has a beautiful voice, and I love her. This is just a random Jack and Zero sketch. I think I let myself watch Nightmare for Christmas for the first time in a very long time. Like, I used to make sure I watched it yearly. It's my favorite video of all time. And I still love it, and it still holds up, and it's just amazing work. Is there another page here? No, it's just thick. This was a draw this in your style challenge. This is the last thing I drew. I think I finished this the day before I was laid off. It was for a challenge for Behemoth. He's an amazing artist, and I really loved how this came out, and I was like so excited because I was working on this on my lunch days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the groove again. I'm gonna just work on my art during my lunch periods, and everything's gonna be fine. And then everything was not fine, so it's kind of a sad thing to reflect back on. I did like it. I had fun, but I sketched this little monster during a sporadic Instagram live stream, and I was just letting the pencil go and just do whatever it was with the weird shapes with his horns. I love making stuff like that, and I was just having fun and chatting with people on Instagram Live. So here's the beginning of when I started playing Pokemon Rescue Team DX. I had only ever played the first Pokemon Mystery. I can't think right now. I'm still so not awake. Sorry, I have had trouble sleeping, and I'm making myself get up early so I can do things. So I apologize. But Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, obviously I stopped playing as soon as Animal Crossing came out. But I loved it. I loved the first one. I played the first one, and then I was like, I really don't care if this is just a redo of the first one, because I don't think I beat the first one. But like, I was just drawing a bunch of Pokemon. This was supposed to be a Cubone helping out another Pokemon. If you go into each thing, sometimes you have to help Pokemon you have to bring them like an apple because they fainted or something. I really love the Eevee sketch. I really love this Bulbasaur sketch because it's fun. This was going to be fun too. This is like when you step on those sleeping tiles, because I think it's just such a pain in the ass and they're so stupid. This is okay, Squirtle thing. I was just basically trying to come up with, different scenarios, and I was going to make them stickers, and then my conscious mind got to me, and they're like, it was like, no one's going to buy your stickers. And then my mind got to myself, and I just let these be sketches. This is a do this in your style. I forget the artist's name, but so dope. And just something simple. And I colored it with Copics, and I was like, yes. So I'm just getting back into it. You can see there's imperfections, obviously, but I had a whole lot of fun with this. I posted it on Instagram, and I don't think they noticed, but that's okay because I had fun. This is a reserved spot for Dodo Airlines. Ever since that thing went around where it was like, what's your favorite characters in Animal Crossing? The Dodos have my heart. I love Wilbur and Orville. I hate the menu that you have to get through in order to go anywhere or do anything, and they act like they've never spoken to you before, but much like all the other things in Animal Crossing, that's how it goes. But I love them. I love their animations, their personality. So I was going to put them in this little circle, and then Dodo Airlines. And then I just haven't mustered the time to do that. But I had started, and then I was like, ugh. This is my Cerberus sketch that I had started drawing. And then I'm like, this is way big. There's nothing dynamic about this. And also, this isn't going to fit in a tier spot. I've been so concerned about these stupid tier spots. I've delayed opening my Patreon because I don't have any images for my tiers, which is ridiculous. And I'm going to open it up today. And then I will work on the tier images when I can. And that will be just something else I can add along my journey and share with you guys, because I put so much pressure on myself for like stupid fake rules like, oh, I can't open my Patreon until I have all my tier drawings there, or it's just silly nonsense. This was a sketch from the Give My Character 6 outfits. I only made it through one because of how rusty I am. One of them was New Goth. I don't even know if this is correct, but it's Cat, and I gave her long hair, and it just pulled back. I was going to have her hair be dyed black with some of her blue roots showing, but I really like how this came out. I used a pose from Pinterest. I took some of her outfits and other stuff, and then I'm like, is this really New Goth? I don't know what New Goth is. And I was like, I need to draw other stuff. This is a Brontosaurus, or Brachiosaur, or whatever the correct term is nowadays, because I was making free dino. I wanted to continue making free coloring pages, and so one night I sat down to just roughly sketch them. So here's our beautiful long neck with some birds, and then I was gonna try and go over them, digitally, because the sketch was already there. Very basic. Here's the Stegosaurus. Didn't come to fruition. Then I was like, I'm not doing this. I need to be more frugal with my time and use it to spend on things that can actually support me. I made 2 free coloring pages, and that's good enough. This is going to be the free wallpaper for this month. It's almost a redraw of an old piece of like my succulent unicorn centaur girl, but she's just sitting there brushing her hair, and then I'll have flowers, and then hopefully I'll be able to adjust that as a desktop background. I wasn't sure what to do for this, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna do my staple thing, is I really love these characters I'm creating. Obviously horrendously based off of Fantasia, and then I've just made them unicorns. But yes, my biggest inspiration for these centaur unicorns is Fantasia and Ian McKegg. Ian McKegg's an amazing artist. He drew kick-ass centaur women, and he did a lot of the design work for character design and concept work for the Star Wars movies. These are the two so far Cerberus works in progress. For these are going to be their mini originals. And so I did 2 creatures that didn't make it that I wanted to put in the polls. A jackalope. I love jackalopes. Love jackalopes. So did him, and then this is a wyvern. And our this is, I don't want to spoil the guys or anything. These are just their sketches. Sorry. No one's going to know who gets who. And then if more people sign up for the Cerberus section, then I will make more for that. And here we have our lovely whatever bitch unicorn. She made me so happy. I had so much fun drawing this. I'm still debating on whether to watercolor it or color it with markers, but either way, I debated making this the wallpaper. But then I was like, well, that's Patreon exclusive, and I love her so much. I want her to be able to be available to everyone. Unless you guys don't mind if, like, I make you guys get the high-res wallpaper for free, and then it's something that I could also have as a print. But I'm still learning as I go, so just let me know what you think about that. This is another for draw this in my style. This was for Ross Draws. This is his character and the cat, and his pieces are so great. And then I was like, going to make it mine and try and do a pose, and then I'm like, God, that just looks uncomfortable. So I drew it again, and I was like, yeah, that's better. And I liked that hand, and I'm like, hand's too big. But then I was like, I gotta get working on this Patreon stuff, and I just left it at that. But nice drawing exercise. This is actually a sketch for a commission someone did, and I'm waiting to hear back on their approval before continuing it. More tear drawings. I told you I've been obsessed with these. This has been my biggest problem all month, is I've obsessed with the tear drawings and not opening up my Patreon because I have no tear drawings. So I think that's silly. I think I've spent so much time. However, I do love this for the Kraken, and I do kind of like this layout for the Cerberus. I've been spending a lot of time on the damn Griffin, as you can see from my uploads this month, and I just really got hung up on him, and then I'm like, this is crazy. I need to just make my content and open up my Patreon. So I am. And then that's it. Oh, here. This is a happy accident. This was for a friend of mine who works in the medical division. She made me custom masks with extra fabric she had. So I got a cool Marvel one, and I was like, she's like, what fabric you want? And I was like, Iron Man. And so she made that mask for me. And then I also have a purple, and it's like purple flowers and pastel stuff. Of course it is. And she wanted me to, she was just going to give it to me, and I can't do that. So I said, I'll do a fair trade. I will give you, she didn't want me to pay her, so she was like, I want a mermaid. And I had this idea to have fun, and like I was like, I'll make a mermaid video game girl, and like make her Nintendo Switch a shell girl instead of like a Game Boy. But like something went wrong with her face and fuel, and I spent a whole night on this, and then I just really wasn't happy with it. So I took my favorite watercolor piece, or my favorite mermaid watercolor piece that I've ever made, and I gave her that because I didn't want her to wait for my crazy mind to make up itself. And I didn't want to wait. I was like, you're getting that. This is what she deserves. She deserves my most favorite thing that I made, which is, if you remember, hopefully, she is the from Last Mermaid. She is the goldfish mermaid that I put in the bag, and I really, really loved her. I used her for the cover of my emergency commissions also. And I am going to try mermaid this year, because nothing but good things happen from the artists who do these challenges. And I've done Inktober, and Inktober has been an amazing thing. I didn't want to do it last year because I was like, I have too much pressure, and it's too much pressure, and it became not fun. But I want to challenge myself to do mermaid this year. So I'm going to start waking up, at a reasonable time, and just at least make that be like my warm-up sketch, and then I'll color it with Copics if it just turns into something that I color. But I want to try mermaid despite everything that happens, or I'll make it up for another day or what have you, because I think it would be a really good thing for me to get back in the art game, because I was not happy with this, and practice, and also get on a regular posting basis. But obviously, first thing I've done this morning is make stuff for my patrons, so you guys will always come first, and then this will be like my warm-up sketch. So I'm probably going to finish my coffee. Well, I'm probably going to edit this video, figure out how I'm going to make, I'm going to use I need to wake up. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to edit this video. I'm going to post this video. I'm going to tell everyone that I have a Patreon if they can support me. I feel so bad asking, but I've been unemployed for over a month now, and maybe this is the time for me to start doing what I want to do in life, and this is my pushing point. And anyone who can help out and share, I really appreciate it. But I'm gonna edit this, and then I'm probably gonna go finish the wallpaper and post that, and then that will be all of the April rewards. And I'll have to probably post a bunch of Patreon posts to all the social medias, and then I'll agonize over that over a couple of hours. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you didn't mind my kooky, crazy, delirious way, but I've had a lot of stuff, works in progress, and it's time to start finishing them. Obviously, you'll see them when they are finished, and maybe I will get to those projects that I wanted to complete. But on that note, I wish you guys loving goodbye. Thanks for coming to my sketch share and behind the scenes. Thanks for being a patron and supporting me through these tough times. And I hope you enjoy this content and it makes your day a little brighter. Bye-bye.